Ogury is a mobile technology company that specializes in user choice. So essentially what we do is connect brands and agencies to consented users on our platform to make for a more qualified connection and qualified messaging opportunity.
For years, consumers have been lied to, made to believe that the internet is free, when of course it is not. They are actually paying with their data, and that data is used to target them with ads that they haven't chosen to see. On top of this, as the digital ecosystem has evolved over the years, it's been built by adding layer upon layer of new technologies and new platforms on top of one another, creating one of the most complex and highly opaque ecosystems in technology history. Right? And this opacity has become a breeding ground for fraud. It causes serious brand safety issues. And there is a lot of facts and stats and research about how that affects our role as marketers, right? How it wastes our budget and makes our life very, very difficult. But where is the consumer voice in all of this?
I think what our brand partners typically talk to us about at Ogury is they want to build a seamless experience for their consumers while also driving business results, and that's really hard to do in an environment where we found actually through a survey we just released that over 90% of consumers find ads intrusive because they don't understand how their data has been used. So I think it's one thing to talk about what we've done to implement GDPR, but I think where we are today is how do we as brands and partners in the ecosystem rebuild the trust that we all know consumers are still lacking when it comes to understanding how we all use their data. And so at Ogury, we are consumer first, and we believe in building consumer-friendly and user-first experiences that start with understanding how their data is collected. And so we advise brands to do the same.
For me, it's more like the second step of brand safety would be data safety, and then for the brands to be able to know that the data that they're leveraging is clear, has been consented in a proper GDPR or CCPA way, and is traceable. Because the problem is today, the entire industry wants more data, but the data that's out there, 99% of the time, you don't know how it has been collected, and you don't know if it's collected in a proper way. So then you're using data that might be completely toxic, and then you have a huge risk of brand damage, way more than just brand safety in terms of the inventory.
I think that we would be remiss to kind of ignore the consent piece when we talk about people-based marketing. So one of the things that is truly, like I think I was alluding to earlier, is foundational for us is before we're looking into any kind of data observation or collection or creating that relationship with the consumer, we approach them with an opportunity to consent into that relationship.
When you talk to the users, like adults, saying, look, this game, for example, this is not free. This is $4.99. So you have 3 ways to go with that game. Either you pay with money, like you would do if you buy a PlayStation game. No one complains that they buy PlayStation games. So either you pay $4.99 with money, or you pay with data. So you agree to share some data with the publisher so you can monetize it with advertising and better advertising, or you're against everything and you will have a really bad experience, but that's your choice. But at least you educate the user and you include him in the mix and not trying to like steal data from his back pocket, pretending everything is free.